Have you ever considered that a life on balance could lead to problems? The problem with him is that if he's unbalanced, he can easily be paralyzed. And did you know that the level of balance you achieve in the 5 areas of life, health, finances, relationships, spirituality, and career, will be in direct proportion to the depth of your sense of fulfillment, happiness, and satisfaction? You can easily be paralyzed in any of the 5 areas of life if neglected. There was a time in my life when I was completely out of balance, and I carried this burden of unfulfillment and unhappiness with me. I had taken out time out of my career to have a baby, but what I also did was I neglected working on my health, and I had lost a key number of connections and relationships. With a career that wasn't really advancing, being overweight, and every other thing that was going on with me, this burden of unfulfillment and unhappiness almost threw me into a state of despair. Have you ever felt this way? And then one day, it dawned on me that my life was completely out of balance. And in order for me to gain this sense of fulfillment and happiness, I needed to work on all aspects of my life and bring it into balance. Take, for instance, my health. I started getting physically active. I took control of my food portions, what I ate, and when I ate. Let me take you to a toddler. Any toddler who is trying to walk for the very first time. Have you noticed that what he or she does is to try and stand, be steady, and to gain their balance? As a mom, this is what I have noticed with these children. And the moment they gain their balance, guess what they do? They make their first stride. And what do? We celebrate that moment. It's a very, very happy moment for a lot of parents across the globe. It's a wonder. In fact, I can call it the 8th wonder of the world. Do you recall learning how to ride a bicycle? For those of you who have tried learning how to ride one, and maybe you fell, or maybe you didn't, but you did some things the very important things prior to learning how to ride a bicycle. Do you remember you went and you found your balance? You see, when balance is achieved, cycling begins. Balance is the condition for true progress. I find this really fascinating because in life, this is what you need to succeed. As I started speaking to people, friends, family, former colleagues, acquaintances, I realized one common thread that ran through many of our conversations. For some, they were doing very great in their career. However, when you looked at their health and their relationships, they suffered. Many of them seemed a bit unhappy and unfulfilled because they didn't have the balance in their life. For some others, it was the fact that their family relationships and other relationships were going on well, but then when you took a look at their finances, it was completely out of order. In a recent study done post-COVID-19, it shows that 72% of employees will consider the balance between their career and some aspects of their lives before accepting any role. So the question is, where do you find your balance? I will tell you. You find your balance in the areas of your life where you're the most unhappy, dissatisfied, and unfulfilled. Could this be in your health, maybe your finances, relationships, your career, or your spirituality? If you can take time to find your balance in any of these areas, you would experience that same wonder that was celebrated that first moment when you took your first stride as a toddler. So how do you gain this balance? The first thing is, you must have an awareness of the areas of your life where you need to balance. And then you must decide by prioritizing them which area you need to work on first. In my experience, I would suggest that the area you need to work on first is the area you struggle with the most. Remember that your greatest pain can become your biggest victory. The next thing is you must set boundaries in every area of your life. For example, if you're spending a lot of time, energy, and resources in your career, can you cut back a bit of time, energy, and resources and put that in your health or your relationships? When you're meant to be spending quality time with certain relationships, are you working? And when you're meant to be working, are you overspending time in the gym? What do you want in your health? What do you want in your finances, your relationships, your spirituality, and your career? Take time to write these things down and get pictures that describe exactly what it is that you want in each area of life. Let me say this here, that pursuing a balanced life is not about being perfect. In fact, it is about pursuing a life of purpose, of meaning, and fulfillment. It is the journey and the process that defines us and helps us to become who we are and to achieve that sense of fulfillment, of happiness, and satisfaction. So I want you to take this with you, that you don't achieve balance by doing nothing. You have to do something about it. You have to be proactive about achieving your balance. Like Socrates, the Greek philosopher, said, he said this, that an unexamined life is not worth living. Let me add this, that an unbalanced life as well is not worth your time. One of the greatest gifts that you will give yourself is actually to pursue a balanced life. Don't look back on your life and say, oh, I should have, or maybe I could have. The time for excellence is now. So I challenge you to pursue a balanced life and also to create your own wonder. I remain Ebube Olivia Akweme, and I am an advocate for pursuing a balanced life. Thank you.